Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working on some spreads for my son's senior album. I've been working on this album nonstop, and if you guys are interested to see my album, please let me know in the comments down below and I will share them with you. Now, I'm going to be using a lot of scrapbook.com exclusive stamp sets, stencils, blending tools, all kind of new fun things. They had a huge release, and I definitely will link everything in the description box for you. But I'm going to start with my first spread. Now, because I'm working on this album, I'm batching my work, so I decided to work on 2 spreads, not 1, and thought you guys would be interested in seeing how these spreads turn out. Now, I'm using one of the new stencils. I believe it's called Tiny Dots or Tiny Boxes, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm using some gray ink, blending it in. Love how it turns out. I love imperfections in backgrounds, especially when I make it my own. I feel like it shows that it was more handmade than bought. So I just love that it's not perfect. I do want to bring in some color to my spread, so I'm going to go through my scrap paper. I love this striped paper. It has the orange, the same orange from my photo, so I thought I'm going to go for it. Use that orange and red. It just brings in the colors from my photo, and I can cover up that boo-boo that happened while I was stenciling. Now, in one of those stamp sets, there was a stamp that said, "Life is tough, but so are you." And I really wanted to use it, but I knew if I stamped it directly on my background, it wouldn't pop. I decided to use my tag dies from scrapbook.com. I'm going to create my own tag just on grid paper. And then I'll grab that stamp set, stamp it in the center, and create my own tag. Also use some orange scrap paper just to create my little circle. That way I bring in some of the orange from the background. And this is where I grab that stamp set and gonna go ahead and stamp it. Once I stamped it, I felt like it was way too white and it needed a little something. So I will grab another stencil and fill in the bottom portion in black ink. I just wanted to make it bolder and kind of match the background. So that's what I end up doing. I really love how this turned out once I added the black line on the bottom. Even though it's so simple, but it really kind of gave my tag some sort of look or pattern, I guess. So I really like how that turned out, and it was so easy to do. Once I get that done, I will end up adding some twine to my tag. And then I wanted to add a subtitle for my journaling. I knew I wanted to journal. So I'm going to grab the large UR from the UR stamp set and stamp "You are my favorite thing." I love how this turned out. It was like basically I did a lot of stamping on this spread, and there's a lot of journaling, but I just really love how those titles work together nicely. And I'm documenting my son at practice, marching band practice. He is a tough kid. He is my favorite son. I always say this to my kids, tell my daughter, "You're my favorite daughter," and my son, "You are my favorite son." So it just worked out perfectly. Now, again, because my background is these little tiny boxes, I'm not going to be able to just add my journaling directly on my spread. So what I'm going to end up doing is typing out my journaling on a red label, a large red label. And this is how I do this when I type out things on labels. I will stick them on some paper, run it through my typewriter, and then I'll trim it out and stick it down. Obviously, you can't just run your label through your typewriter. It will get stuck. So this is the best thing I've found that works. Wanted to give some type of dimension to my spread, so I grabbed some foam stickers and I end up adding a few to my tag just to make my tag kind of pop and give some kind of dimension to my layout. I also want to add some more color to my layout, so I end up grabbing some red puffy hearts, and adding those right above my subtitle just to bring in more dimension and more color. Now that stamp set, the You Are stamp set, has adorable, encouraging words like the best, incredible, perfect, strong, amazing. What I decided to do was kind of create my own stickers or word stickers for my spread. I do this a lot where I add a bunch of word stickers vertically down my spread. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use the stamp set to do the same thing. So I end up stamping a bunch of these different words on some white cardstock. I will trim them out and add them to my photo. That way it brings a little something to my photo. I just felt like the right side was busy and the left side needed a little something. So bring in some of the white from the right side. And also I get to use all these beautiful words for this photo of my son while practicing at marching band. This is also a little tip for you guys. If you don't have word stickers and you love them, definitely stamp out all these types of words, not just from the stamp set, but any stamp set you have. One day, like you're just hanging out, go ahead, stamp out a bunch of them, add them in a little bowl. And when you're creating a layout like this and you want a bunch of different words, you have them on hand. You can even stamp them out on some sticker paper and you have your own word stickers. Now I'm done with my spread. I love how it turned out. I'm moving on to my next one. This one's going to come together pretty quickly and I love that. I'm going to start with stamping out You Got This, Good Things Ahead. I'm still documenting my son, but my son made it to the leadership. He's a section leader in marching band. We're also proud of him. So I had this photo of him holding up his tag with his leadership information and stuff like that. So I wanted to document it. This paper was perfect. It had the who, what, where, when, and why. So I took it to my typewriter, typed out all the information. I'm grabbing some embellishments, trying to find something to add to my photo and my spread. And I love this Let's Be Adventurous. So I end up adding that right underneath my title. I'll also grab some foam stickers because again, I was stamping a lot on this spread, so I wanted to add some kind of dimension, and foam stickers are the way to go. And it helped my little die cut pop. Now to finish off my spread, I'm just gonna grab this large stamp from the Encouraging Words stamp set, and it said, "How rare and beautiful you are." I want to stamp it directly on my photo. I'll end up just adding a little chipboard to bring in some white to the left side. And then I call my layout done. It was so quick to put this spread together. You guys know I'm a true believer that you don't have to go all out to create beautiful spreads, especially when you're creating an album like this. There's so much to document and you don't want to invest too much time in every single photo you create. Anyways, you guys, I am done. I love how my spreads turned out. Don't forget, I always link everything in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.